When you're running your own business, it's really easy to feel overwhelmed. And when you feel overwhelmed, it's really easy to feel uninspired. And guess what? When you feel uninspired, things like content marketing can fall off the radar and it gets really hard to be visible and show up. So in this video, I'm going to share my 3 favorite easy ways to show up and get visible when you're feeling totally overwhelmed and uninspired. It's not always easy to be visible, and if you're anything like me, it definitely comes in cycles. There are some weeks where I can show up, I'm full of ideas, and I'm happy to go live all the time. And there are other times when I just want to hide behind the sofa. I'm Kate, and I teach content and storytelling to coaches, creatives, and heart-led entrepreneurs. And the thing that I find in common with all of my private clients and my students inside my Fearless Content membership is being visible can feel overwhelming. So if you've ever felt like content creation and social media marketing is just too overwhelming for you sometimes, give me a thumbs up because I know exactly what that feels like. And if you're new around here, welcome. I do tutorials helping coaches, creatives, and heart-led entrepreneurs use storytelling and content to grow their businesses. If that sounds like something that you need, make sure you subscribe and don't forget to ring that bell so that you get notified every time a new tutorial lands. So let's get one thing straight before we start with this. Sometimes it's absolutely okay to walk away. We don't need to be visible 24/7, and sometimes it's good for the soul to take a step back. Sometimes it's the only sane thing you can do. But if you find that you're falling into that trap more than you really want to be, it could be that you're running the risk of your audience going cold. And we really don't want to do that. Sometimes we have to just put something out there to keep our hands in so that all that hard work we've done in growing engagement and building relationships isn't lost. And that's when these 3 easy ways to get visible are going to be your savior. Number 1, reintroduce yourself. It's hard to think creatively when you're feeling overwhelmed. So if you are feeling like you have no idea what to say in your content, do exactly what you would do if you were at a party and you didn't know anyone. Introduce yourself. Keep it fun and light and simple. You could repeat an old intro post that you've already shared and freshen it up with a new photo. Or you could do something fun like 5 things you didn't know about me. Or you could turn it into an engagement opportunity. Tell them what you're watching, reading, and listening to, and ask them to share in the comments what they're watching, reading, and listening. Just like turning up to a party when it's in full swing, the hardest part is turning up in the first place. So make it easy on yourself. And remember, you could and should be doing regular intro posts anyway. And there's so many different ways that you can do it. You could do it with a behind-the-scenes photo, a single fact about yourself, a quote you love from your favorite movie, or it could literally be you showing up and sharing your mission and why. Number 2, top and tail some old content. This is something I do fairly regularly because I have tons of evergreen content way down in my social media feed that I want to reuse, that, I don't need to reinvent the wheel every time. I can just reuse something that I've already created. And a great way of making it feel fresh is topping and tailing it. So what do I mean by topping and tailing it? I mean changing the head and changing the CTA so I make it relevant. You could also freshen it up with a new picture or image. There's so many different ways that you can use this. You can use it as a brand new social media post. You can turn it into an email for your subscribers. You can turn it into a new blog post. The opportunities are endless. Number 3, ask questions. When you're feeling uninspired and overwhelmed, it's very hard to come up with ideas. So why don't you get your audience to generate those ideas for you by asking them questions? Ask them what they're struggling most with in relation to your topic. Do an Ask Me Anything session. Just turn up and for 15 or 20 minutes, just answer their questions. Top tip for something like this, particularly when your audience is a bit smaller, I would start advertising this a little bit in advance. Tag some people you know that love your topic and get them to ask questions inside a thread. That way, if people don't actually show up live, you've got a list of questions that you can answer. And if nobody comments, well, just use the frequently asked questions that you know that your audience always wants answered. So there you have it, 3 easy ways to get visible when you're feeling overwhelmed and uninspired. With these up your sleeve, you don't have to waste time digging for inspiration that you're too stressed to access or crafting a piece of content that you're just not feeling. Let me know which one of these tips is your favorite in the comments below. And until next time, I'm Kate. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. You can check out the next one from me right here. And if you click down here, you can grab a free gift.